All right, we are live. Hello, YouTube. My name is Bruna, and today I'm here hosting this conversation. This morning, I have with me Ricardo and Sandro, and today we're going to talk about technology and food delivery. This is not a class, just a conversation. We're not here to correct, to judge, or teach something, but we're going to learn a lot from each other. Um, what else, guys? Do I need to say? I think that's it. I want to start introducing ourselves. So, Sandro, can you please share with us who you are?
Sure, I am. Yeah, well, I live in a small city in São Paulo called Louveira, and I live here since 2010, and I work as a IT manager. I have been working in technology area since 1998, a long time ago, since last century. Well, I'm married. I have no children. I have two pets, and my favorite dish. I am a food lover. I love all kinds of dishes, but if I have to choose one for the rest of my life, for sure it will be Parmigiana filet. I love because it joins sauce, meat, and cheese, and French fries too. I think it's perfect. It's a perfect
Yeah.
dish for me.
It is perfect. Oh my God, delicious, delicious. Very good. I loved it. And this is one of my favorite too. And something interesting about this dish is that every time I go to a restaurant or to a bar, I always get confused with Parmigiana and Milanesa. So sometimes I ask one and they they like give me the wrong version because I asked it wrong. I get confused with the names. So sometimes I want to eat Parmigiana, but I order Milanesa and yeah.
Remember Parmeggio? It's cheese. It's cheese.
It's cheese.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Parmesan cheese. I didn't know. Okay, that's good. Now I will always remember that. Thank you so much, Sandra.
Oh,
Very
well.
good. And how about you, Ricardo? Who are you and what is your favorite dish?
That's almost a coincidence because I love rice and beans and well, French fries and meat. Well, I prefer just a little difference because I prefer. I'm not sure if it exists bife a cavalo in English, but I love an egg uh, above on the beef, but I love a Milanese and well, it's delicious, and it's not fair because it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm hungry.
You're
Always,
hungry already.
I
Come
pass
on.
during all the day hungry at the morning, at the afternoon.
Ricardo, what do you mean? All right, all right. Yeah. I'm not I'm usually not so hungry. I have just finished my breakfast before the meeting, so I'm okay now. Are you hungry now, Sandra?
No, I've just eaten two eggs,
Okay.
like Ricardo, like, but
Uh-huh.
scrambled eggs.
Yes, me too. I always have scrambled eggs. Perfect. Very good, guys. And we're gonna talk now about the apps. So I want to know from you, how often do you use food ordering apps? What is your experience? Do you like these apps? So let's discuss a little bit about it. Ricardo, we'll start from you.
Okay. Oh, I usually I usually buy food via uh, apps, particular iFood, but I believe that everyone face some problems when they use this app because normally it takes more time to choose than receive and eat. I particular my wife, and that's weird for me, but I request help to my wife, and well, what do you eat? Anything. Go ahead and choose. But when the food arrived, she complains. I don't like this dish. I don't know. That's so normally I prefer go direct to the restaurant, and sometimes eat on a restaurant. Sometimes I bring to my house. That's it.
I got it. Very good. Yeah, this is something nice what you said. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to choose. There are so many options, so many prices. Sometimes you don't know if you try new restaurants or if you keep with the same restaurant you already know. It's a tough decision. I agree with you. Yeah, very good. Sandro, do you struggle with the same thing, choosing it for a long time, or do you always order in the same places? How is your experience with these apps too?
Yes, as I said, I live in a small town, but I live so far from downtown. I live in a rural zone here, so it's difficult for the delivery arrives here. There are just specific restaurants that deliver here. iFood, I have just few options. So I use to ask by WhatsApp in specific restaurant, in local restaurants. That's the way I order food. I don't have as much options as São Paulo has. It's a cons to live here, in my opinion, because I love to order food. But it's for me, it was a way to start cooking. I started cooking home. I in the past before living here, I not use it to cook, but I start to learn to do some things to eat in my home.
Very good. I loved it. Yes. You know what? I was thinking of my boyfriend lives in a small city, and I was thinking of moving to this place next year. And it's good to know you have this experience too, because it makes me feel inspired. So I think it is a good option. It's good to know there is someone else living.
Is it São
close.
Paulo or not?
No, it's in Minas. It's in Minas. Yeah,
Minas.
not in São Paulo. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, this is a con, like not having all the options right in the apps. But yeah, it's a con, but I'm sure there are other pros, right, that made you choose. So that's good. And guys, let's talk a little bit about the way food is delivered changed from the past. How was it when you were a child? I will start from you now, Sandro.
And when I was a child, there was just pizzerias delivery, just that, and we are very anxious to arrive on Friday night or Saturday night to order for a pizza. but sometimes I was the delivery because I went to the pizzeria, ask balcony, and then return home. I was the deliverer.
Like for your family, like
Yes, for my family.
you are the one responsible for
Many times.
ordering and delivery. Okay.
Yeah, many times. On foot, or riding a bike.
Amazing. Yeah, it's true. Like it's crazy because it was everything on the cell phone, right? I'm sorry, on the phone or on the cell phone, right? Like we just needed to call. So it is the same for me. Like when I was a child, it was just calling. And I started using iFood recently. I don't know, 4 years ago. I don't always use. So I'm not a person who always uses. So this is something interesting to mention too. But very good, Sandro. My dad was the one responsible for the doing the things you mentioned. And how about you, Ricardo? Share with us.
Wow, when I was a child, I never used this service. Sometimes, rarely, I I order food in the other place, like a restaurant, but particular marmitas. I'm not sure if you exists this word, but it's different. It's not like nowadays. Is a kind of, I'm not sure. That's is the marmita was made of metal, and there are a lot of, and you put one above other. So there is a pilha, 3 or 4 marmitas, and it's not a restaurant. It's a regular house, and the people use it to sell food. And about pizzas, rarely, but I sometimes my family bought pizzas, but not to receive. Is the I I went to the pizzeria and buy directly, and come back to my house. I believe that I just receive food on delivery way. I don't know, after when I became an adult. I don't remember, but I believe that I never used, and my family too.
Yeah, very good. You said about those marmitas. This is something that it was common when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
I remember, like, I used to go to the restaurant, take the food and like take it home. Like usually for lunch, this was
Yeah.
more common, but not deliver, not call someone
Yeah.
to deliver it. Yeah,
The
very
food
good.
became separate each other. It's not like today. That's rice and beans and beef in the
Yeah,
same
everything together, and usually
package.
a huge amount
Yeah,
of rice, right? Nowadays, like a lot of rice and a little bit of
exact,
meat.
exact. It's the same in every place.
Yeah.
And I remember my mother request almoço ajantarado, because it's not different from today. It's just a big quantity of food, because it's possible to lunch and have a dinner, have lunch and have dinner, the same request.
I didn't know, in the same order. Yeah, amazing. Very good. And let's go to the next one then, about how your ordering habits are. Like, do you always order for the same places? Do you try new dishes? Or do you always pick the same dishes? I will start from you now, Ricardo.
Yeah. Normally, we order the same range of dishes, if I could say. Normally, I forgot the name. Is a kind of pasta, Chinese pasta. I'm not sure exactly name. How do you say? Well,
Yakisoba.
Yakisoba.
yakisoba, exact. My child and my wife love this plate. I like too, but not so much like then. Pizza. Normally, there is a Northwest restaurant, and I used to order carne seca, and that's really nice. Is I'm not sure exactly, pumpkin puree. I know it's very delicious in my opinion. And this discussion is so bad for me because I'm I'm remembered of the dishes and I became angry. Well, yeah, I believe that I just could 4 or 5 types of food. Sometimes I don't I don't like, but sometimes we order by junk food like hamburgers and
Mhm.
the French fries. But I really sometimes I it's not exactly how do you say ruim, I mean, but I prefer another kind of particular when I sometimes I go to the mall with my family and I choose a regular dishes,
Mhm.
rice and beans, salad and something. I prefer not exact about the by health, but I prefer, I love this kind of food. I
I
prefer
got it.
than junk food.
Regular food better than junk food, right? It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Um, my ordering habits. I usually order the same dishes, guys. I don't try new things. I like to be in my comfort zone in terms of eating, because there are some ingredients I already know I like. So cheddar, bacon, onions. Like so I know these ingredients are the ones I like, and I usually choose the same. I order the same things. How about you, Sandro? You said you have like limited options, right? So share with us how it is.
Yes, talking about delivery food, I have no many options here. So uh, I used to ask for pizzas, for hamburgers, and food. I have a restaurant near here that I ask for Parmigiana filet and regular foods. But I like to when it's possible, I like to try new dishes, especially when I am I am in São Paulo or I am traveling. I love to try new dishes, new flavors, and new foods. I that's a hobby that I have, especially when I go to São Paulo. I I I look for near restaurants uh, around me, and I like to visit new restaurants and new foods. That's a habit that I have.
Very good. I loved it. Yeah, it's true. It's good when you have the chance to try new dishes, right? Yeah, but I think it's nice to choose the ones we like already. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Sometimes
very good.
uh,
Yeah.
we are uh, we want to eat a specific food.
Yes.
Yes, it's a
Yes.
kind of desire.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yes, this is really true. Very good. And let's talk a little bit about technology in terms of delivering food. I won't ask the exact question number 5, but I want to know from you guys, how do you think these apps, these food ordering apps, can improve? Like, according to your experience, what would you change in these apps? Like, I think iFood is the most common one, right? That we have. How can they improve in terms of technology? Is drone a solution? How do you see it, Sandro?
I think drone is an option. It's an option, but I was watching a video of a car, an automated car of KFC restaurant. Then you can interact with the car, and then you can buy your pieces of chicken, fried chicken. I think it's a good option too, because the automated car is running around the neighborhood, and then you can. In the past, we have the churros car, the pamonhas car. Then it's the updated version of this kind of delivery food.
It's like the food trucks, right? So there's like a food truck that it's usually close to our places in a famous avenue that is close to us, and it is still common, right? But at least here in my neighborhood, it's not so common because it's a neighborhood full of restaurants and stores. So I don't know if it's the best place to have food trucks, but I like this idea. Yeah, very good. How do you see it, Ricardo?
Well, I watched some news about the deliver using drones. I believe we are so far away from this reality, particularly in Brazil. I believe that all the world, but in Brazil, is more is far away from this reality. On this news, I was watching that the regular recommend on the United States is products until 1 kilo. So the price is around $13. Yeah, there are some difference, but normally the average the price is around $13. But using drones, the cost, just the cost, not the profit, is around 80 cents using drones. So I believe that, yeah, the perspective is profitable, but certainly one of these guys, the scientists, I don't know, and the people was research about this topic, normally they use the best scenario in the future. I don't know, 20 years in the future or something like that, because first of all, the investment should be very big. So, but
That's true.
I believe that if you look from this perspective, 80 cents, I believe that, I don't know if you, this guy, the final price around $3 is much more profitable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting what you said about the weight these drones can handle, right? Because if we think they are basically flying and going to our houses, for example, if you have a lot of people in your place, would a drone be enough to carry
in the same in the same time, I wonder delivers on Brazil using drones, and the guy is using the estilingue to fall or reach this kind of drones. I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Or even stolen the drones.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is another problem the company will have to think of when doing it, right?
And I watch a video. It's a girl. I believe that is she is. I believe that's 80 years old or something like that. They transform a how do you say? I forgot the Tesla car, and it change and transform in a kind of truck. And
I didn't see it.
so there are a lot of blocks, the software blocks, because it's not possible to pass from speed limit or something. So in the same time, I wonder on Brazil, the guys using the this unblocking this speed limits and then other things. And well, every car driving on the avenue or the highway, everyone just reach 10 kilometers per hour, and this car, I don't know, driving on 200s, I don't
Oh
know,
my God, how crazy.
kilometers. Yeah,
Yeah, I
certainly.
didn't see it. Very good, very good. Guys, I wanna talk to you now about the pros and cons of I am changing questions here, okay? This is not so much related to tech, so I wanna add new things here. I wanna talk to you now about the benefits and the drawbacks of ordering food online compared to the traditional methods like calling or going to the place. What do you think, Sandro?
Oh, it's much more convenient for us. We have more options of payment. It's faster. For example, when you in the past when you called, sometimes it was busy, so you
That's
can
true.
you didn't need to wait to order. You just order in an app, and then it was in a queue in the restaurant. I think these are main points. And nowadays we have more options, much more options than in the past. I think that's it.
Can you think of
Benefits,
any negative point, any drawback?
negative points. In my case,
Mhm.
as I live far away from downtown, some restaurants appear in the as an option in the apps, but when I order, they declined because there are a high cost to deliver for me. But you are downtown, I think there's no problem with this.
That's true. This is a good point you mentioned. I agree with you. I think when you live far from the place that you have less options, right? And unfortunately they don't deliver. Maybe it's not worthy for the restaurant, neither for the like to pay a big amount for the driver to do it, right?
And it's the same for me with Uber.
Yes.
The
Is
same,
there,
the same.
yeah, for example, in the city where my boyfriend lives, Uber doesn't exist. They have a specific app called Mobi that the city created, and it works there, it's really nice.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's
The
interesting.
Uber exists here.
Okay.
It gives me options to ask to order
Mhm.
for cars, but they declined.
Okay. How bad? Yeah.
Yeah,
So like it's bad because you must have a car, right? Like there is no
yes,
option. You must have a
there's
car
no
to.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Ricardo, can you see any disadvantage or any negative point on ordering food online?
Well, the pros is is the exists this word commodity? I don't know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It's possible to receiving in our house is easier, and then you go to the restaurant. The quantity of the variety of food is better because I don't know, but in the same time I wonder because I believe this the most part of this restaurant is closer than your house. So sometimes you waste money. For example, in my case, the pizzeria is closer from my house and it's not so much, but sometimes it's around R$ 4. So, but the cons, I don't know. I believe that is not exact cons. Maybe I don't know. In the past, the people used to be more active, do more exercise. I don't know. Nowadays, you have a remote to use the TVs, or I don't know. If you, it's not exact. If you see direct to the point, it's not exact. It's just a remote on beside. Uh, you was just using a remote and then don't stand up. But when you put these things together, I believe that nowadays we don't don't do a lot of different things. Well, our behavior is less active than the past, I believe.
Yes.
I was the remote control at home, and when I was a child too, I was the remote control.
Yeah, this is a good point, Ricardo. Like I think it makes us more maybe more lazy because we are used to order and then we don't. I think we spend so much time at home right now that we are working from home. I don't think it's always a problem. I think sometimes it is because we are just in our place. We don't see other areas, right? Just when we have the chance to travel, for example. But it's interesting to think that restaurants, um, a lot of restaurants, for example, on during the pandemic, they didn't work or they because when we order online, what about the waiters? Like we are not thinking of them, right? Like we are just ordering the food is getting here. So there is an impact for the restaurants to keep the place, right? To like the workers. Of course, the cooks they will have their job because they have to cook the food. But like, what about the receptionist? What about the waiter, right? So there is an impact if we think of always ordering online. There is some impact, right? Have you ever thought about that? I'm thinking about it
Maybe
for the first time.
maybe I don't know. It's difficult to control or imagine all the perspectives. I don't know. For example, there is a house where I would you like to uh, create a new job, a new restaurant, for example, but I don't, I don't, I don't have enough money to hire a garçon, and I prefer just to send work if you deliver food, and so in this case, it's possible to create and uh, got more money and uh, it's possible to buy more things and help others stores or something. So I believe that is not exact a bad thing. I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. What do you think about it? So thank you so much, Ricardo.
Yes, for example, there were some restaurants that suffer a lot during the pandemic, but I have a case here in Lovera. A restaurant closed closed their operations in local operations, and worked only with Martex. Now, once I was talking to the owner, and he said it is more, the profit is higher working only online than the costs they have with to rent the place, to keep the stuff, and then he decided to working only online. But it's difficult, for example, for some places that some kinds of restaurants, like, for example, McDonald's and other big restaurants. It's difficult to work only online, and they have to adapt the operations during the pandemic.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And it's good because, for example, now these restaurants, they have their own apps, right? So like if you buy from the app, you get a discount. So they are trying to find like ways to make us download their apps and use the app to order, right? So this is good. I just wanna say something to Ricardo, because you asked for the word comodidade, and I know there is the word commodity in English, but it means just like the commodities we have in Portuguese, that's the same thing. Like the word comodidade, you can say convenience or comfort.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just because I was like, I know the word commodity exists, but I think the context is different. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, have you ever had problems ordering food online? Any situation like a bad experience, and what happened? How did you solve it? I will start from you, Sandro.
Yes. Here I had a lot of problems, but one day makes me a lot of angry. It was last November. I got COVID. I was here, so I decided to ask for Japanese food in Jundiaí. It was around 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. The estimated time to arrive, it was 7:30 about. 8 o'clock it didn't arrive. 9 o'clock it didn't arrive. So I decided to write a message to the restaurant. Oh, the delivery was lost. They are not arriving your home. Okay. Some summary, the food didn't arrive at home. Then it's 11 p.m. I need to ask for another restaurant, not good, a hamburger for me and my wife, and it's a terrible experience.
You waited until 11 to
Yes.
to buy a lot
Yes,
of times.
because I was talking to the restaurant.
Trying to solve.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
trying to solve the problem, but it didn't work.
How bad? Yes, this already happened to me too. We usually order on McDonald's, so this is really common. Like here, there are so many McDonald's, so it's easy to order. But the last one, I ordered the hamburger with fries, and the hamburger didn't arrive. They just delivered the fries and the soda. It's been 2 months, I think, and I was so I this made me feel really bad, because I really wanted, like, I wanted the hamburger, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh, it must be a sign, from the universe that I shouldn't eat hamburger today. And then they gave me the money back, and that was it. I didn't eat any hamburger that night, just the fries and soda. Yeah, really bad. And you, Ricardo, what was your last experience like this?
I can remember just 2 cases. One of them, the restaurant charged me twice when I slipped the card, and I don't know what happened. They charged twice. And another case, I request bife a cavalo, but they don't send the cavalo, just the beef.
They forgot the horse.
Beef no horse. Beef no
Yeah,
horse.
exactly. That I believe that I remember just 2 cases. Or sometimes there is a problem, in my opinion. There is a problem when you request food, even in restaurant or by delivery. Normally, the restaurants just mention the kind of food, but not the weight. And I believe that is so important, because it's possible to comparing. Oh, I just wanted to order rice and beans and beef and salad, but how about the quantity? Yeah, so I don't know. For example, the last Sunday, I had lunch with my family, and normally I used to request espetão, a gaúcha. There are a lot of kind of meats, sausage, meat, chicken, and a lot of things. And normally they sent a big quantity of food. I don't know. I believe it's possible to eat even an army. And but I request in another restaurant, and the quantity is not so big as the restaurants that we use to order. So in this case, I believe it's this situation should be a law, because is sometimes is a, I don't know, the food is on plate, but what's mean a plate? Not exactly the right situation, in my opinion, or correct situation.
Yeah, very good. Sandro said he found beef a cavallo as steak with egg on top. Yes, very
Yes,
good.
that's what I find.
The Brazilian name is much better.
Much, much.
Much better. Beef a cavallo. I loved it. Very good, guys. And I will skip to question number 10 about the impact of these food ordering apps. What was the impact these apps had on the job market in terms of employment, opportunity, or job losses? What was the impact of these apps? What do you think, Sandra? It's a different question.
I think in my case, I like to be at home. I like. So if I had more options for delivery, I will be more happy. But when I went, I go to the shopping mall or something like that, I see there are the stores, the restaurants are always full of people. I thought that pandemic would give a great impact in the restaurants or something like that. But I think nowadays it's normal as before the pandemic. I think maybe a little impact, I don't know, in talking about employment opportunities, or maybe, for example, what I see today in McDonald's, in Mania de Churrasco restaurant, is it's a place where you can order and you can pay. Is I don't know how to say. It's a machine that you can order.
I
Yes.
forgot the name.
Sorry.
Like a totem, right?
Yes,
Totem.
like a totem. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
like a totem. So it's not necessary to be a guy to attend you. So
Yes.
this kind of technology could affect more than the app to order, in my opinion.
Yes, this is a good point. Like these self-ordering machines, they for sure they had an impact on decreasing the number of workers in the restaurant. For example, here in my neighborhood, there is a McDonald's, like the restaurant, and it's like you have to order your meal there. Like you can't order in the register machine anymore because there isn't any worker there. Like all the workers are in the kitchen, and if you want to order, you need to do this in the self-ordering machine. This is really bad. Mainly, for example, if you're not paying with the credit card, if you are paying with cash, you need to call someone, and then this person will help you, but it takes more time. So I agree with you that maybe the food apps didn't impact so much some restaurants, because for example, here in São Paulo, I know some neighborhoods, for example, downtown, that the workers don't go to the building anymore. They work from home now. So the restaurants around the neighborhood don't have so much clients because everybody now is working from home. So the demand is much lower now. But it wasn't the impact because of the food ordering apps. It was because of the pandemic and the remote jobs, right? But this is something negative too. And yeah, that's it. Really, really good points. How do you see it, Ricardo?
Do you know? I'm not sure if you use this app. It's called the Happy. You know, it's similar.
Yes.
Yeah, it's similar to iFood. They bought an app, a local app in my region. I believe that they paid a lot of money. So there are new opportunities, but sometimes I'm afraid about this situation in the future, about I don't know, intelligent, artificial, and a lot of different. Even in the same news that I watched, the guy was telling about predicting about the future, and the around 60 to 70% of the actual jobs don't exist in the future, because the things like automatic cars and the drones and the other things. For example, automatic cars, everyone tell about the the drivers, but not exactly drivers, because, for example, it's not necessary anymore in the future. For example, I forgot the semáforo in English. Well, and if the cars could correlate each other and pass from the avenues and not necessary anymore semaphore. So there is a semaphores industry, or even the how do you say, faixas on the floor, no? And
Yes.
don't necessarily a lot of different things. No? So I because the last industrial revolution, no? There are 2 or 3 in the past, they create more jobs than how do you say, remove, no? So in this case, I'm afraid, but sometimes I look in the some situations like that. No? Yeah, traffic lights. And for example, this guy create a app and they produce jobs in the is this this application is just the end mile, as the guys told, because normally you create a infrastructure to provide deliveries in the area, but sometimes it's difficult because I create a big central, for example, in São Paulo. This central attend the region in some cities, but sometimes it's not profitable to create a end mile to attend, I don't know, 2 or 3 cities. So in this case, it's much better buy a new structure or use this structure, the local structure.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, so we may have a lot of job opportunities in this area, but I was thinking here that sometimes these guys who are like delivering the food for us, they are not well paid, right? They don't have rights, so they are always fighting for their rights to be well, if they have an accident, for example, if they go through an accident, they have no guarantees of anything, right? So I think this is another impact we have to consider, right? They are their own bosses, but they don't have any rights. So it's really sad, too. Yeah. Guys, we are running out of time. I would like to thank you guys so much. It was such a nice conversation. We talked about so many things in terms of food, technology. So it was such a pleasure having you here with me. And thank you so much for bringing your point of view, your perspective, and your experiences too. I hope you guys have a great day, a great rest of week, and I see you around. Okay.
Thank you, Bruna. Thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye bye. Bye bye.